Hey, it's me, and today I want to create something that no human has ever created before, that I know of. I mean, maybe they have. Well, probably. There's a lot of people out here, okay?
Somebody's done something like this before.
So recently I was perusing art supplies for upcoming projects, as one does. And I came across these little snow globes. Actually, they're not
that small.
These snow globes. But oh, alas, they're empty. Okay, stop with that. That's enough. Hello. Oh, wow, you're really close to me. I don't usually have the camera this close to me. Allow me to interrupt myself with myself. I just feel like I need to address something because I am reading through the comments from last week's video. So many of the comments on that video are about Blob Universe. If you don't know what Blob Universe is, okay. It was a two-part series. It started a couple weeks ago. You should watch it. Many of you were very shocked and appalled that last week's video was not a continuation of the Blob Universe series. So many people were asking me, why aren't you still doing Blob Universe? Some people mildly threatening me. When I said that I wanted to create 5,000 Blob Universe figures, I was completely and utterly serious. Okay, I intend on doing that. However, this does not mean that I am completely throwing all other types of content out the window on my channel until the 5,000 are made, because that's gonna take a while. Balance, my friends. We still have other things to do on this channel. I am currently working on the next batch of Blob Universe characters. It's gonna be a big batch. It's gonna take me some time. So fair warning, it's gonna be a few weeks before you see the next Blob Universe video. Patience. Okay, but I do appreciate the passion and intensity. Keep that. So anyway, sorry about it. Let's get back to sprinkle globe thing. These are made to create DIY snow globes. And I thought, ooh, I like snow globe. I like DIY. I want to create DIY snow globe. But then I realized snow globes, they're kind of like Christmas related, aren't they? Kind of. Then I thought, what if I make a snow globe, but instead of snow, I insert a tiny object of my choosing? Is there a tiny object that I like? Sprinkles. That's right, sprinkles. I shall create a sprinkle globe. Now, I think the idea with most DIY snow globes is that you kind of just like buy or find a little figurine of your liking and then pop it in there and then boop, boop, it's a custom snow globe.
Wow.
But oh no. I am actually going to hand sculpt the thing that lives inside the snow globe and create a completely custom thing. So watch this. I'm about to start now. Sorry, no clue why that intro needed to be so dramatic. This is the empty snow globe, and my task is to fill it with love and sprinkles. It comes with instructions. Alright, we got this. Really? First thing, I need to work with these pieces that actually fit into the globe. I'm gonna be using my clay for this, so smell it.
Oh, it's fresh.
Get a nice clump of that. And I'm gonna work on forming the figure that's gonna go inside of the globe. You see this? This is our shining star.
Can you tell?
So, a sprinkle globe. What would make sense to be inside of a sprinkle globe?
I don't know.
A piece of cake. Correct. Kind of like that. Ew. I really wanted this slice of cake to fill the space inside. And this is one of the challenges I faced with this because the opening of the globe is very narrow, but then it bulges out a lot. So I want to fill the space, but I have to make it small enough to be able to fit through that narrow opening. I decided to roll out a nice fat snake, a thick sort of turd, if you will. Gonna roll that out nice and long and thin, get it all
smooth.
It's a snake. It's a slippery snake. I'm getting the creeps right now just looking at this. And I just kind of curl it onto the base. This is going to provide a sort of platform to give more height to my slice of cake. I had to do a little fiddling around with that to make sure that it fits properly, but aha, I think I've done it. I'm happy with that. So now it's just a matter of refining this cake, starting by smoothing it out completely, just using water and my little fangies. I kept testing that the globe still fits over top because that would literally be catastrophic if I sculpted something and then it didn't fit. Imagine the devastation. Next, I'm going to start carving the details into my cake. Now, I started dabbling with clay a few years ago and I was very self-conscious about my lack of skills. I don't know how this happened, but somewhere along the way, project by little project, I became a sculptor. Okay, no. Let's not get carried away. Calm down. I'm still not very skilled, but I am at least more comfortable with with clay. I just jumped right into this without even a second thought when I used to be kind of terrified of this gooey thing. Yay for progress right there, right? I'm just gonna join these two pieces together, my cake onto the frosting platform. Did I say that was frosting? Oh, it's frosting. Next, I just want to create some texture into the cake. I tried a couple different tools. I don't even know what that is, but I ended up just kind of poking it, just poke over and over, and yeah, that's good enough for me. Next, I'm creating a little mini snake, another dollop coming at ya, and a cherry to go inside of that. Because for
Whatever reason.
I felt like this still wasn't tall enough. I don't know why I was so obsessed with cramming the absolute maximum sized item into this snow globe. I'm gonna just brush up some little details, check for the fit again, and yay, that'll do it. Next, I'm taking the other piece. This is like the cap on the bottom of the snow globe, and I want to create a whole base for this because I feel like it'll just look so much more decorative and exciting with a nice custom base on it. So I'm taking a massive amount of clay, forming it around this, and then boom, package number 2 is here to play. We need more. Give me more cream cheese. I'm building up some walls, snuggling some little aluminum foil hunks in there.
Cute little foil turds that are ready to snuggle.
They're just there to save on some clay, really. And then just trying to smooth and even this out took a shocking amount of time to do, okay? I got out some scrubbing pad and was just trying to, I don't know what that is. Did I say I was a sculptor? I take it back. I have no clue what I'm doing. After ages of smoothing, I'm finally ready to bring in the details. So I carved in some dripping frosting all the way around. You know what this reminds me of? Winnie the Pooh's honey pot. Is that too specific for anyone to relate to? Once I got that looking cute, I went in and added the texture because I want to make this whole thing look like it's made out of cake. It's like a mini cake base. Well, actually, it's bigger than the cake inside, not a full size. Anyway, nobody cares. I'm hoping it'll look nice and yummy and edible, and also make it a little bit more forgivable. The shape of this is so wonky because it's cake, So, like, cake ain't perfect. I mean, not when I make them. They're not. Once I'm happy with that, I'm testing that the globe still twists on. Yeah, of course.
Why would it not, honestly?
And then I bring out some little things. I have these stars. I could just... Or, gummy bears.
Yes.
I decided to embed a bunch of gummy bears into the cake. Now, is this a thing? Of course it is. This is very popular right now. Haven't you heard of the gummy bear embedded cake?
Nope.
No? Wow. You're living under a rock.
What?
Okay, I just lied. It's not a thing. But I thought that it just might help make it look a little bit more interesting and take the dessert theme up a notch. But now I feel like the pieces are going to be mismatched a little bit. So I decided to add some gummy bears onto the cake portion as well, which was a little bit tricky, mainly because the cake portion had been sitting out for over an hour and the clay was getting pretty dry at this point. These are the consequences for not planning ahead. Got the gummy bears on and I left both of the pieces out to dry, which took a little over 24 hours. But once they're dry, they're ready to fall apart. The gummy bears are falling off of it. Okay, so I took some super glue and stuck those back on. Wonderful. All of these doing okay? Great. Now, of course, I'm bringing in puffy paint because, well, I just have to. It's just a mandatory part of my life. Plus, it really helps to fill in little gaps. Once that's all done, yay! It's time to paint. Starting with the cake, and don't look at that hole.
What?
That's a bad hole. Let's not just, no. I'm gonna start by applying a white base coat over all of the gummy bears. Then, in the color Vanilla Cake, how appropriate, I'm painting the cake. That's looking yummy. I wanted to create just a little more depth here, so I took the waffle cone color and one of these sponges, which I frankly hate. Does anyone love these? I've always hated them, okay? But I'm gonna use it to just lightly apply that darker color onto the surface and try to blend it out a little bit. I don't know why I have such an attitude toward these particular sponges, but they've just always made me so angry. They're honestly just good for nothing, except when they're good for something, which makes them even more annoying because I have to keep them just for these super rare occasions when they actually work kind of well for something. Bringing in the color Strawberry. I'm going in with a nice pink frosting, which is love this color combination. I mean, it was like these colors were just made to appeal to me. Oh wait,
They kind of work.
that's the funny thing. I released my own paint set partially just so I can use it and not have to mix my custom colors all the time. Shh. For the gummy bears, I just went for bold colors in the full rainbow. I thought about sticking to only the traditional gummy bear colors, but this is more fun. While I was painting this, I was also experimenting with what to fill the snow globe with. I mean, obviously sprinkles was the plan, but I needed to test that to make sure it would actually work. So first I tried my go-to polymer clay sprinkles. When I tried them in the snow globe, they just kind of clumped together and wouldn't really flow through the water at all. Okay, that's disappointing. So I tried these little sprinkle-shaped beads, but they were too heavy. They just stayed right on the bottom. Next, I tried tiny little balls that are actually used for nail art. I mean, these are tiny, but still, somehow they were too heavy. As a last resort, I decided to try rubber bands, taking one of each color and cutting them up into sprinkle-sized pieces. And thank goodness this actually worked. Rubber bands wouldn't have been my first choice, but hey, at least I found something that somewhat resembles sprinkles. Back to my cake, I decided to use some gloss varnish to actually stick some of the sprinkles onto the cake. I'm thinking this will just reinforce the idea that they are indeed sprinkles and not just floating bits of rubber band, which they are. Now, I could have cut them a little bit longer to make them look more sprinkle-like, but I needed these to be as light as possible for optimum floatability, so tiny sprinkles it is. Then I'm bringing back the platform, giving it a little sand, taking some very strong glue, and gluing the whole piece onto that. And here I am with black gloves. My hands look like giant tarantulas. Today, I'm using resin, which I have been scared of. I have a deep-rooted fear of resin. I am facing my fears today. It's actually pretty simple to use. You just measure equal parts of the two solutions, mix them together very thoroughly, and boom, it's ready to go. I try to avoid resin in general, mainly because it creates some very strong fumes that aren't that fun. Also, a lot more can go wrong when you coat things with resin. However, my figure needs to be completely waterproof, and resin is really the only material I can think of that will accomplish this. Once I was done with that, I had to throw out the paintbrush because the resin killed it. That's so sad. Moving on from that, we still have more painting to do. I started by applying the cake color to the entire base and then once again blended the waffle cone color on top so that the color would match the cake figure, cake color, you get it. Once I was happy with that, I painted the pink frosting, which really brought it together and made it, oh, so appetizing. I just want to chomp that. Finally, adding the gummy bears in each of the different colors. Oh, so cute. I'm gonna stick some of the same rubber band sprinkles on here to keep it consistent. Adorable. I tried adding a couple more layers of varnish on top of those to really keep the sprinkles on, but they still just kept falling off, so I ended up using resin on this part as well. I added some regular matte varnish to the cake portion. I thought it would look nice to have the cake contrast with the glossy frosting, and I went in with a glossy top coat on the gummy bears to make those pop. Finally, once everything is dried and cured, it's time to bring all the pieces together for the final assembly, starting with the globe. I added all the rest of the sprinkles into the bottom. I also added some of these shiny stars.
Ooh, they're pretty.
They were kind of a last minute addition. I just needed a touch of magic. Ooh, or a lot of touch. That was more like a punch. I'm gonna add in the water. I put way too much in there. Don't know what I was thinking. And then I'm adding some glycerin. This is what actually helps the little items float and fall a bit more snow globy. I added about 60 drops. Adding too much tends to get all bubbly, but you do need a decent amount because the little sprinkles are still on the heavy side. I tried cramming the figure in there only to realize there is way too much water and that's a mess. So I removed some and then just went for it. Is water gushing out everywhere? Yes, but hey, I know how to swim. I'm not scared. Finally, everything is inside and oh my gosh.
Whoa.
That cake just grew 10 times larger. It looks massive. Finally, gonna just twist it into the base and bada boom. Here is the final globe. Let's see it in action. Whoa.
Yay! Sprinkle globe. That's so fun.
I actually love how it looks. It looks really cute and fun. The water really magnifies the look of that figure, so I definitely didn't need to go as large as I did. Also, I didn't expect this, but the colors look significantly lighter inside of the water. So if I really wanted the base colors to match perfectly with the colors inside, I would have had to darken them a little bit. Overall, though, I am really happy with it. I love it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!